The official reviews for Forza Horizon 4 have just been released as of today, and they are incredibly, overwhelmingly positive. You're not going to believe it when I tell you the details of it, but I do want to focus on the negatives to kind of get an idea of where these professionals saw the game was lacking. What is going on, guys? Mitchell Phillips here, and thank you for joining me for another video. We're gonna hop right into this, but be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more, and drop a like if you enjoyed or found it informative. Horizon 4 possibly shaping up to be the best Horizon yet. Now, I'll give you the ratings. According to OpenCritic, we have Forza Horizon 1 with a score of 85. All of these will be out of 100. So Horizon 1 with 85, Horizon 2 with 86, Horizon 3 taking a jump up to 91, and Horizon 4 earlier was actually at 92, but unfortunately settled at 91, tied with Horizon 3. 8 sites reviewed Forza Horizon 4 at 100 out of 100. Absolutely ridiculous, with IGN giving it a ridiculous 96 out of 100. So what could the negatives be? Okay, so the most negative article I could find to really get a feel for what people don't like about the game had a rating of 80 out of 100, written by William Schwartz. He starts off with saying this, quote, "With Forza Horizon 4, not much has been changed in terms of how the game looks or plays or in the content that it offers to players," end quote. Did you even play the game? I feel like you must have just not. You know what? Let's just move on, because I feel like I don't need to even comment on that. He goes on to say, "It is unequivocally the biggest and most ambitious game to date in the series in terms of content." Alright, so I was just joking. I am going to comment on it, but I just wanted him to comment on it first. And if you guys didn't catch that, he completely contradicted his opinion. He first said not much has changed in terms of content, and then he said it's the most ambitious game of the series in terms of content. So the biggest racing game of the world has made its most ambitious game yet in terms of content, according to you, but you also think not much has changed in terms of content. Okay. So of course I disagree with him strongly with his first point. I agree with his second point because they completely contradicted themselves. With Forzathon Live, team adventure, customizability with our characters, character emojis, quick chat messages, deformable mud, changing seasons, new vehicles, new body kits. I'm sure there's a ton that I've missed, but it has been mind-blowing how much new content, new features, how the game plays. The physics have changed in the game. It feels less arcadey than Horizon 3, so even the physics have changed. The feel of taking cars that aren't supposed to be off-road has definitely changed. So much in this game has changed. The location has changed. Edinburgh looks amazing. I mean, yeah, he even contradicted himself. That first argument, I think we can all agree a lot has changed from Horizon 3 to Horizon 4. Let's move on to his second argument, which I actually think is probably valid, but there's really no way for us to know this until we get our hands on the game. But he mentions all the various ways you can progress. As we know, and this actually just goes to his old point about not much changing in terms of content, and it's a point I completely missed. Now you can progress through the game as someone who only drifts, someone who just runs businesses and just, cruises around and enjoys themselves. Someone who is a stunt driver, someone who is like a taxi driver. You can race, you can do off-road events, you can do so many different things to progress in the game. Again, a crazy addition in terms of content. But he brings that up and brings up the negative side of that. He says, quote, "All in all, these story sequences feel a bit undercooked. Things start to get repetitive." And that could definitely be true. When you have that many ways to progress through a game, it's really hard to add a lot of depth and appeal in that sense with every single story individually. So I agree, if you're gonna go through the game only drifting, it's probably gonna feel pretty damn undercooked. So I think he's probably right with that. He goes on to say, now this is his third argument, which is kind of in between the last two in terms of what I think. He says, quote, "The game does feel like a bit of a grind sometimes. The Forza series has had these problems in the last few iterations." It's weird because, now first of all, this is completely speculative. This isn't something bad, this is progression. A very polarizing topic. Some people enjoy working hard for their fast cars and their unlocks and stuff like that. They enjoy the grind. Some people really do. That's, in fact, a lot of hardcore gamers are like that. A lot of people who are new to the game might not necessarily like that, or people who are casual gamers who don't really care that much and just want to pop in and drive a Ferrari in the first 5 minutes and be able to experience everything the game has to offer right off the bat. Now, what is right or wrong? Nothing's right or wrong. It's all your preference. But what I will say is, I kind of thought, like, at least in the deep community, there was more people on the other side who wanted a little bit more of a grind, who wanted a little bit more to work for the cars. Maybe that's not true, but what I will say is it's definitely speculative. There's going to be a lot of people who disagree with him, and there'll be a lot of people who agree with him. I don't know if it's necessarily something you can point out as a negative, but it is something that should be pointed out if you feel that way. Although Forza in general has seemed more open to the casual gamer than someone who enjoys a grind. As you guys know, Black Panther definitely enjoys the grind in video games, and his biggest gripe with the Horizon series in general is just that you play for 30 minutes and you have a Bugatti Chiron, you know. So I disagree with him, but I acknowledge that many of you would probably agree with him. And definitely let me know what your guys' opinion on these three arguments is in the comments. And just to summarize them quickly, he says not much has been changed. False. Even he himself said that was false, calling it the most ambitious game of the series. His second argument, he states that there's so many ways to progress that stories become undercooked and get repetitive. Very well could be true. We don't have our hands on the game yet, but it would be very difficult for them to add a lot of depth to all the various stories that you can go down. Then he says too much of a grind, and it is all speculative, but in my opinion that is false, and the Horizon series has always been very set up for the casual gamer over someone who wants to work hard for their unlocks. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely give me your opinions down in the comments. I like making videos like this, although I know these videos will get dislikes because we all have different opinions. That's fine. I actually like this. I'm excited to have a discussion with you guys down in the comments about it and see what you guys like and dislike. And I'm surprised he didn't mention one thing, which is the fact that you're locked into each season. I feel like that is the big thing that the community is worried about. People not liking winter and not even wanting to play during winter, or possibly some people only wanting to play during summer. I think that is definitely a possibility. There's going to be people out there who feel that way, so I'm surprised I didn't see it mentioned by these professionals. But overall, the reviews have been amazing for the game, and I'm so excited to get my hands on it. Guys, take it easy. Remember, your pain is your strength. Subscribe, hit the bell. I'm out.